Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, we know Swinney had a very big jaunt over to America for no reason whatsoever. Maybe he just fancied a holiday and he thought it'd be nice for the taxpayers to pay for it. I'm sure he thought that people wouldn't mind. Well, it's turned out that it's cost more than £15,000 for his little 3-day trip to America to meet the president. Oh, how sweet. Made it all the way, eh? Look at that, meeting the president. President thinking, who is this old fart, this dinosaur? But he went out, presumably begged the White House, please, I'm a leader of a local council, and I'd like to come and meet the president. And he begged so nicely, kissed enough arse, sucked enough cock, and eventually was allowed to go. But allegedly this was over whiskey tariffs, for which there has been no movement whatsoever. But I'm sure he flew first class, stayed at the very best hotels, and so forth, ate the best food, and the very best caviar on the flight. Well, it turns out £15,000 for the flight, but 2,450 was splashed out on car hire. Nearly 1,200 being found for a lunch. And of course, it was the flight prices that racked up the biggest bills because they always travel first class, don't they? £1,200. In fact, no, nearly £2,000, 1,800 odd pounds was spent on photography. You'd think they've all got their phones with them; they'd all take their own pictures, wouldn't they? No, they had to get a professional photographer over with them to take the very best photos that would go in the official pages of both the party and of the SNP government itself, because it's important that they make people aware that Swinney's an important man travelling the globe, talking with presidents. What a fucking ego that man has. And all paid for by the taxpayer. Lovely, isn't it? It's nice when you can do things like that and get the taxpayer to pay. First class all the way. Why? No, why? Does Swinney not own a phone? Can he not phone up the president? Can he not do a little Zoom call? No, he's got to go there all the way to the United States so we can talk about whiskey and he can have a little holiday. He was in with the president for about 11 minutes, apparently. That costs then, something like £1,100, £1,200 a minute, doesn't it? For his little trip to America, 11 minutes, £15,000. Sweet. I think he should pay it himself. What do you think? Bye.